Okay, next position we're gonna go over right now too is the Drysdale sit position here too. So we have the outside arm in. This is where we're hipping out. So I'll hip out here. Now again, this is the type of position where we can start setting up our toe hold or getting the saddle or other things too. If we want to ground and pound, since one of our arms is tied up, we're only going to be able to strike with this one. But again, this is where I'm not just thinking about striking. We're thinking about maybe going for the leg, and then I can come back with the hammer fist on this side. Or we're going for the leg here, and then I can come back with the elbow. You can also come to the elbow to the body. So mixing everything together. Again, not just striking, all this kind of stuff, because he's going to start controlling my hand. And with MMA gloves on, this does get harder to clear here. If it was just no-gi, again, I feel like I roll my wrist out really easy. But in MMA, you don't want to control this hand, right? So after we get our hand free or whatever, do one strike, trying to get to the leg. If it's not working, right? Back to the other strike, back to the other strike, get into the leg, and then get into whatever finish we want to go from there. Next position we're going to work is if we have our legs triangled here. The good thing about this here is I don't have to manage with my hands, and when my hands are free, now I have both hands to punch. Again, we still don't want to get in the habit of trying to go crazy and do too much here. I can still post. I can post on them with one hand, hit them here, come back. And the good thing with this is I can go either direction. I can threaten like I'm going to unlock and come back to the head here, stabilizing, especially if he's pushing me around. If he's pushing me a lot, that is usually when he's open, right? Like he goes to push on my hips here. I know if he's got both hands on my butt trying to push me away, I know nothing's blocking his head. So this is a good way you can kind of bait your opponent here. He pushes, I hammer fist, now we go back. If he starts pushing me again, I can go back to my hammer fist, I can elbow him in the body, and we have like a lot of choices from here. We're going to go over now is we're going to get to what we like to call like a whizzer knee cut. Okay, we usually get to this from the Drysdale control. So again, I go to hip out here, putting pressure, and now I'm going to sit and I'm going to turn and face him. And a lot of times too, we do this kind of stuff. If I felt like my glove was caught too much and everything, if I could free my glove up, I can start turning in and go to my whizzer knee cut, okay? Now, very important here, we talked about this in past videos. When he usually comes up to here, I need to take advantage of this before he comes up to his hand. It doesn't mean if he comes up to his hand that we're totally screwed or anything, but when he gets to his elbow, I have to make sure I control his wrist and pin him down here, okay? And now what we want to focus on is, again, just one strike at a time, and then we'll control the wrist again. So here, I'll have a good whizzer here. I can, as long as I'm basing on my left foot here, I should be pretty okay. Like, I don't want to be on two knees here. I want to be base here. Now I'm going to crack him, and then I'll come back in and control the wrist here. Kind of assess the situation here. I can hit him with the elbow this way, or I can come down and hit him with the elbow this way here and control the wrist here, okay? Another strike that we can use, and this will kind of set up us getting back to the sit position if we want to attack from the knee bar, is if I take my whizzer out and throw the elbow. And this is a really bad one because even if he wants to block his head, he doesn't have anything here to protect himself. And I don't think his underhook's going to win this race. I come over the top and I can hit him with this elbow. If I feel like it, I don't have to. I can go back to the whizzer. But if I feel like it, I can hit this elbow and continue right back to my sit position here. Next position we're going to work from here too is the mount, but when we work it with from an overhook. So we'll be in the Drysdale sit out here, and then as I shoot around, I'm going to knee cut through here, right? So I'm knee cutting here. I've got my whizzer, and I'm planting on his wrist here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to trace his body. I'm going to go into mount. I'm going to go into mount here like this here. So now we're in the mount. Okay. One of the strikes we can use, the hand that I'm controlling his wrist with here. This one can come in an elbow, and I want to aim like right around the eye. So as I come in, it's a real fast one. Boom, here. I can come in with a punch, but the elbow is going to be much more effective here. Then if I want to go back for my sit, I'm going to take the whizzer out here. I'm going to throw a hard right elbow, and then I'm going to continue through back to my sit.